Prometheus.
Hello, my fellow degenerates. Welcome back. And it's very good to be back. So, Twitter has finally been bought by Elon Musk. And already there are statements he is making that seem to indicate he is walking back his 100% free speech promise. Because every businessman in any form of media knows you can't have free speech and advertisers at the same time. This isn't exactly new to social media. It's existed since radio. In order to make social media profitable, you either have to charge users a fee to use the platform, or you cater to advertisers. No advertisers want their products or services associated with any speech they don't like. This phenomenon of advertisers distancing themselves from content they don't like is dubbed cancel culture by online critics. The popularity of fighting cancel culture exists because of a belief of fighting for the freedom of speech as granted to us American citizens in the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Even I myself got caught up in it in my Defense of Alex Jones video all those years ago. But the reality is, this is not a freedom of speech issue. It's a freedom of association issue. You, as an American citizen or corporation, can freely associate with whoever or whatever you want, but you are not entitled to the money of people or corporations who don't want to associate with you. The artist formerly known as Kanye West found out the hard way. But now Elon is going to have to figure it out. Full disclosure, I'm actually very supportive of Elon taking over Twitter, because I myself have been banned from Twitter at least 3 times, so I'm not fond of the former leadership, and I just want to make sure that people are aware this is not an anti-Elon video. This is just clearly to point the realities of Elon owning a social media company. Elon apparently already posted a message to advertisers on his Twitter page. He states, "I wanted to reach out personally to share my motivation in acquiring Twitter. There has been much speculation about why I bought Twitter and what I think about advertising. Most of it has been wrong. The reason I acquired Twitter is because it is important to the future of civilization to have a common digital town square, where a wide range of beliefs can be debated in a healthy manner without resorting to violence. There is currently great danger that social media will splinter into far right-wing and far left-wing echo chambers that generate more hate and divide our society." That's a typo. "In the relentless pursuit of clicks, much of traditional media has fueled and catered to those polarized extremes, as they believe that is what brings in the money. But in doing so, the opportunity for dialogue is lost. That is why I bought Twitter. I didn't do it because it would be easy. I didn't do it to make more money. I did it to try to help humanity, whom I love. And I do so with humility, recognizing that failure in pursuing this goal, despite our best efforts, is a very real possibility. That said, Twitter obviously cannot become a free-for-all hellscape, where anything can be said without consequence. In addition to adhering to the laws of the land, our platform must be warm and welcoming to all, where you can choose your desired experience according to your preferences, just as you can choose, for example, to see movies or play video games ranging from all ages to mature. I also very much believe that advertising, when done right, can delight, entertain, and inform you It can show you a service or product or medical treatment that you never knew existed, but is right for you. For this to be true, it is essential to show Twitter users advertising that is as relevant as possible to their needs. Low relevancy ads are spam, but highly relevant ads are actual content. Fundamentally, Twitter aspires to be the most respected advertising platform in the world that strengthens your brand and grows your enterprise. To everyone who has partnered with us, I thank you. Let us build something extraordinary together. So the parts that really catch my eye are when he mentions that the platform is not going to be a free-for-all hellscape where people can say anything without consequences. So Elon has already announced the formation of a content moderation council, though he has not released any new rules to content that's allowed to be posted as of yet. My guess is he is doing this as a way to assuage advertisers to prevent them from doing a full-scale boycott. Although his most recent posting of a, let's just say, an unkind article about Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband, in a response to a Hillary Clinton tweet, really doesn't seem like it's going to make him any friends in the advertising department. Because first off, in his letter to the advertisers, he stated his intention was to make Twitter politically neutral. And by him making a message towards a political figure about the spouse of another political figure in her own party, it seems like he's kind of undermining that claim. He clearly made that post as a way of virtue signaling across the bow to conservatives who were likely skeptical of whether he was actually going to make any key changes to Twitter. Though he did delete it, because I do think he realized that he cannot exactly wade himself into political debates if his main idea for Twitter is to remain politically neutral. Because as we remember, when conservatives were complaining how Twitter was run, the left would say, well, hey, if you don't like it, create your own social media platform. To, of course, the conservatives now responding to the left, now that Elon has bought Twitter, oh, if you don't like how Elon is running Twitter, then why don't you create your own social media app? They realize who they're telling this to, right? You know, don't they say that the left controls Silicon Valley, Hollywood, and has all of the major corporations backing them? I mean, you have all that together, that's enough to build a really successful platform. It doesn't even have to be great. All they need is just some dumbass in Silicon Valley to run it, and then they just call all the people in Hollywood to come over to the new social media app, and then all of a sudden the businesses will just come down and advertise on it. Not to mention they can put whatever draconian rules they want on this app, because despite what people think about these type of draconian rules on speech, they actually end up being more friendly to advertisers. Because the major differences between Facebook and the old Twitter guard and these newer right-wing social media apps like Getter, Parler, Gab, Truth Social, and whatever the hell Mike Lindell is doing, is that the former group has an appeal to normies that don't even want to talk about politics, whereas the latter group are just exclusively catered to disaffected conservatives who just want to spout whatever political speech they want without being censored. And I think that's the trap that Elon is trying to avoid. Because if Twitter ends up falling into the latter category, it's just going to be another diner at the cannibalism table. And whatever social media app the left creates in protest of Elon's purchase of Twitter is just going to end up surpassing it. And of course there's going to be people claiming, oh, no way, that's bullshit. There's no way the left could make an app better than Twitter. To which I ask this question. If the left ends up creating an app for themselves, and suddenly you're stuck on Twitter, now, are you not going to follow them to this new app? I mean, do you really want them to have their own safe space? I mean, my speculation is that you have such an urge to pee in their coffee, that zipper won't be able to come down fast enough. Because again, if all of the businesses you don't like, all of the political leaders you don't like, all the celebrities you don't like, and all of the social media influencers you don't like are on this new platform, you are going to follow them because you have an incessant urge to troll. And that is going to drive up the numbers for the new social media app while strangely decreasing the numbers on Twitter. And you honestly don't know how fortunate you are that the left has not taken this mentality for themselves. Because whether you like it or not, the left has more in their arsenal that they haven't used than you have in your arsenal, period. I mean, could you imagine if thousands of left-wing trolls decided to invade Gab, Parler, Getter, and Truth Social and just inundate them with pro-Democrat memes, pro-Jewish memes, pro-DeSantis memes for Truth Social? I mean, one meme I'm thinking of in particular is the Muhammad Ali picture where he's standing over a beaten opponent, shouting down at him. And I would put DeSantis' face on the Muhammad Ali character, and then for the beaten opponent, I would take the picture from Donald Trump's appearance on WrestleMania where he ended up getting stunned by Stone Cold Steve Austin and was left lying in the ring. My point is, if the left-wing trolls were to inundate all of these apps with content that these users wouldn't like, I'll bet you that the people running these apps would walk away from that free speech commitment like a fart in an elevator. But alas, that's not what the left is. The left is just a group that just wants to take everything from education, business, and social issues and then just not be bothered, whereas the conservatives are just antagonizers until they get the reins of power themselves. But I can only imagine about the degenerate hellscape the internet would become if the left actually had a set of balls. Well, my fellow degenerates, it is time for me to go. I only have one more thing to say. It's okay to be degenerate. End fucking transmission.